who's actually going to get the most out of this modern leather power recliner, who can safely walk away, and does the price make sense for a typical living room setup? If you've been scrolling through endless options and wondering whether a recliner with built-in audio and USB ports is a gimmick or a genuine upgrade, you're not alone. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first saw the Guru Modern Leather Match Power Recliner, my immediate hesitation was the same feeling many of us get with smart furniture. Does the extra tech add real convenience, or does it just make the piece pricier without delivering day-to-day benefits? I spent a few evenings watching how it works in a friend's apartment, noting the sound quality when a movie started, the ease of charging a phone, and how the recline mechanism responded after a long binge-watch session. The main question I kept asking myself was whether those features would actually improve my own routine, or if they'd end up as unused novelties. If you spend a lot of time in a single spot, think home office breaks, late-night TV marathons, or a gaming chair that doubles as a lounge, this recliner lands squarely in your sweet spot. The Power Recline motor glides smoothly from upright to fully reclined with a single button press, so you don't have to wrestle with a lever after a tiring day. The built-in audio speakers are positioned behind the headrest, giving you a surprisingly immersive sound for a piece of furniture that doesn't have a separate sound system. I tested it with a streaming series, and the bass was enough to feel present without drowning out dialogue, which is ideal for anyone who likes a little cinematic feel without investing in a full surround setup. On the flip side, if your living space is already saturated with a high-quality sound system, or you're the type who prefers a separate speaker setup, the integrated audio may feel redundant. Also, the USB charging port is a nice touch, but it supplies a standard 5-volt output, perfect for a phone or tablet, not enough power for a laptop. Families with young children should consider the motorized recline carefully. While the button is easy to use, it's also easy for a curious kid to press accidentally, which could lead to an unexpected tilt. For those who like to rearrange furniture often, the recliner's weight and footprint mean it's not a piece you'll want to move around weekly. One practical strength that often gets overlooked is the "no assembly required" claim. The recliner arrives fully built, so you can pull it out of the box and place it right where you want it. In my friend's case, the delivery team simply wheeled it into the living room, and it was ready to use within minutes. That eliminates the usual headache of juggling tools, instructions, and missing screws, especially valuable for people who aren't handy or who have limited space to store a partially assembled item. The leather upholstery is another point that feels genuinely premium. It's soft enough to sink into after a long workday, but also has enough resistance to the occasional spill, making it more forgiving than a fabric alternative. However, the same leather that feels luxurious also has a downside: it can get warm in a heated room during the summer months. I left it in a sunlit corner for a few hours, and the surface warmed up noticeably, which can be uncomfortable if you're trying to relax in a reclined position. The storage compartment underneath the seat is handy for remote controls, magazines, or a blanket, but it's not spacious enough for larger items like a gaming console or a stack of books. If you're hoping to use the recliner as a primary storage hub, you'll need to supplement it with a side table or shelving unit. From a value perspective, the price point sits higher than a standard manual recliner but lower than most high-end home theater chairs that try to combine audio, comfort, and charging capabilities. What you're really paying for is the convenience of a single piece that handles multiple small tasks: recline, sound, and device charging without needing extra cords or a separate speaker system. If those three features align with your daily habits, the price feels justified. If you only need a place to sit and occasionally watch TV, a simpler manual recliner could save you a few $100s. So who should walk away? If you're on a tight budget, have a minimalist aesthetic that shuns built-in tech, or already own a dedicated sound system and charging dock, you might find the extra features unnecessary. Likewise, renters who worry about the weight or potential marks on the floor should consider the logistics before committing. Conversely, anyone who spends a lot of time in a single spot, enjoys the convenience of a button press recline, and appreciates having a discrete sound source will likely find this recliner a solid investment. It's especially appealing for small apartments where a separate speaker and charging station would take up extra space. In the end, the Guru Modern Leather Match Power Recliner delivers on the promises that matter.